Good morning, Commanders family. Welcome to the Victory Monday. We're going to get this stream started real soon. Let our Commanders family get in here because we all got something to celebrate today. Make sure if you just joined in the stream that you hit the like button before we get this thing going. Share this video. Welcome to Victory Monday. I'm just going to give it about 30 more seconds. Allow a few more people to get in the chat. Then we're going to get off and rolling. I ain't going to hold y'all too long. I hope y'all having a beautiful Monday. Yes, sir. What's good, Commanders family? Welcome to Victory Monday, the first of many. Let's go ahead and get this thing going, man. I don't want to be before you all too long, but I'm excited, and I hope you're excited as well. What's good, Commanders family? Welcome to Victory Monday. Your Washington Commanders did what they had to do yesterday, and we took care of the Los Angeles Chargers. Now, today, what we're going to go over today is the keys of the game, which we set out for them to do, and to see how well they fared with the keys of the game. Also, we got a couple of players of the game on both sides of the ball, and we're pretty much going to talk about that. And, we're going to go over everything that we set out for the Washington Commanders just to see how well that they did. All right, first up is, let's just go over the play of the game. First off, you know what I'm saying? First of all, how y'all feeling this morning? It's a beautiful Monday out here. Coach will be talking shortly around 12:30-ish, I believe. They usually talk every Monday, so we'll be looking out for that. But how y'all feeling today? We definitely in the win column yesterday, 3-1 on the season, and it feels so good to be back in the win column after taking that L last week versus the Atlanta Falcons. I got a couple of players that I set aside that I wanted to talk about. So, if you will, can we just take a moment to talk about nobody other than, well, it's a couple guys that I really want to talk about, but can we just start with Deebo Samuel? And I think I said that right, Deebo Samuel. I always say Deebo Samuels. I add the S on the end, and they be getting on me about it. But Deebo Samuel, let's start with Deebo Samuel. Deebo Samuel, man, I actually had some time to, think and appreciate what he brings to this team and what he's done for this team thus far. Because remember, we're down our number one wide receiver, that is Terry McLaurin. But Deebo Samuels, man, so far so good. He's making a case to be re-signed by the Washington Commanders. If it was up to me, he would be re-signed already. We will be talking to his agent, trying to get something done, because I definitely think that he still has a lot left in the tank. And a lot of people, the offseason, was talking about Deebo's washed up and, he fat, lazy, all this other stuff you heard, all the nonsense that was going on. And so far, so good. He's been balling out for us. I mean, he's really looking like a true number one receiver. We're getting that 2019 Deebo Samuel going on right now. Now, I will say this, since we speak about Terry McLaurin, like when I spoke to my brother yesterday, I would love to see Terry McLaurin be used the same way they use Deebo Samuels, because I think Terry McLaurin can do all that Deebo has done thus far and more. We really haven't ran Deebo out the backfield, just really haven't really worked since week 1 when he got that rush to the touchdown in the Giants game. But I know they really can't do too much with him because he's like the all we got for real outside of Luke and everybody else. But I'm saying he's the number one guy right now until Terry McLaurin come back, which we hope that he will be back this upcoming Monday when we play against the Chicago Bears. And we definitely gonna need the whole cavalry then. But Deebo Samuels, man, if you look at his numbers, like he's got 4 touchdowns already, 3 receiving, if I'm not mistaken. And he showed up and showed out in these big games when we needed him the most. And I think that Deebo Samuels is deserving of another contract. Now, what that contract may be, and you all may say it's too early, Buddha. It's too early to be talking about a contract for Deebo Samuel. And you might be right. Listen, I'm just saying, I'm excited about Deebo Samuel, and maybe, we could revisit this conversation as the season go on, and we see after he got about 1,000 yards and so forth, the boy gonna do what he got to do. I know good when I see it, you know what I'm saying? I'm just excited that Deebo Samuel is balling out. He's one of the players of the game for me yesterday, but the guy that stole the show, as we all know, is my guy Bill. Jacory Krosky-Merritt, he stole the show yesterday. I told them to send me the bill because I was ready to pay for it. That's how good he was yesterday. I think the league, I think everybody okay, who is this guy? Where was he at? Was the Commanders hiding? That's exactly what they was doing throughout the first 4 weeks. They was hiding my man. They wasn't even letting him get the reps and the carries that he need to show the league that he one of them ones. And he caught the ball well yesterday. He blocked well yesterday. Even though I like Jeremy McNichols blocking these in the passing game. I like Jeremy McNichols out there protecting 5. But man, he makes it look so effortless. Like when he runs, he hit the gaps. It's like it's no wasted motion. He's not one of the type of halfbacks that dance around in the backfield and do all this other crazy. He's going north-south. Okay, and he's breaking tackles. The run he had where he bounced off a defender in the inside in the gap, and he bounced it to the outside, and he picked up another 25 yards. I was like, wow. And I've been screaming this the whole entire season. I felt like he was already showing us signs of that during the preseason that he should be, getting the ball that more. But I guess for whatever reason that Cliff and them felt like, they wanted to baby feed him. They wanted to slow walk him. Like, I don't know what you was doing that for. Now, you ain't got no choice. You got to make sure Bill Krosky-Merritt is the feature back for the Washington Commanders. It's just sad that it had to come this way where Austin Eckler went down. Now you had to see what all these backs could bring to the table, and it just so happened that Bill finally stood up. And I do agree with him to that extent. Somebody had to step up and take the job. But I just felt like Bill wasn't given the opportunity to take the job. I mean, when he went in the game, he shut up, and he only get 4, 5, 6 carries, something like that a game. So that's not giving a solid opportunity to show your worth. And then let alone your offensive coordinator don't like to run the ball. I mean, so it's been proven that Cliff don't like to run the ball. And we got praise for how much we ran the ball last year only because Jaden Daniels was taking off a lot. Because it was times where Brian Robinson Jr. was having a great game, but they stopped running him. Okay? We already know this is a pass-heavy offense. You know what I'm saying? It's a quick tempo, and, it's pass-heavy. But now, that's why we got all those linemen, Laramie Tunsil, drafted for Josh Conley Jr. We got those guys to help block in the pass. Those two guys are great pass blockers. Not saying they can't do the run thing, but they are great pass blockers. That's what they're known for. And it's good to see Laramie Tunsil doing a good job in the run game because he ain't really known for a run blocker, but so far so good. I think the run game is pivot. It's key for the offense because we need to get established on the run. Hold on real quick. We need to get established when it comes to the run game so teams can respect us, because teams been playing so far back, end zone. They ain't afraid. No Terry McLaurin out there. They like Debo can't stretch the field, so forth and so on. So they really been playing back, and they've been spying Jaden Daniels, and they've been getting to the quarterback with 4 guys. Now, once we made those changes along the offensive line, and Chris Paul balled out yesterday. I went back and I looked at the condensed replay, and I'm sitting there looking. I'm like, Chris Paul is, man, on both. It's good to see John Bates back as well, because John Bates showed up in every big run that took place. He showed up. But we already know about John Bates. He's the best blocking tight end in the NFL. We already know about him. So, but Chris Paul played a hand in all of that. Like every time when he broke the one down in the red zone to the left side, not the first one, it was the second one, I believe. He sprung him and John Bates. Like they are now, granted, what's your guy named? Derwin James didn't do a good job out there. He ran into his own man. But hey, why can't we take advantage of some of those missed opportunities on their end? Everybody else seemed to do it to us. Why can't we do it to them? And that's what we did. Bill had himself a great day. 2 tutties, 150 all-purpose yards. 2 tutties, 150 all-purpose yards. He had 111 on the game, and he had 39 receiving. 39, and I love that play that Cliff gave me. That was an Austin Eckler-like screen where he did the out and in real quick. You know what I'm saying? He had 2 blockers in front of him. He got 9 yards on the play, but trust me, if they start implementing that more for Jacoby Krosky-Merritt, you will see him getting more and more yards. Now, I would imagine that Vegas took note yesterday, and they said, okay, well, we can't put him on a card no more for 30.5 yards. It was the easiest win yesterday ever. I knew he was going over 30.5 yards. Like, come on, we talking about Bill. Now, maybe they didn't know if we was going to run him or not, because even when we didn't run him, he always had over 30 yards. Only that in game 2 against the Green Bay Packers where he had 17 yards. And he should have had more than that. But they didn't want to run the ball. So when I saw him on the card for 30 and a half yards, I took him for 50. And boy, he doubled that. He did 111 yards. I think Bill made a name for himself yesterday. He said, Commanders, this is my job. I don't want to see anybody else. Shout out to Chris Rodriguez. Shout out to Jeremy McNichols. But I don't want to see nobody else knocking on the door trying to get this position. He needs to be out there with the ones every game. If I'm wrong, let me know, because I feel like he needs to be in there with the ones every game. Now, of course, he needs a breather every now and then, and Chris Rodriguez can still spell when he, needs a breather. So, but other than that, let's move on to the defensive side. Defensive side, Quan Martin. Shout out to Quan Martin. We've been looking for Quan Martin because, Joe Whitt put this thing on him, this large expectation in the offseason, saying he's supposed to be one of the best safeties in the league. And, we all, bought in. Oh, you say he's going to be one of the best safeties in the league, and you got this much potential in him? And then when the first 4 weeks, we like, well, where have you been? Friend, where have you been? Like, where you been at? But yesterday, he showed up. He showed up and showed out. That hit, I will say he can lay the lumber. I will say that. That hit that he put on Quentin Johnston when he caught the ball, and he got a big old, it was an explosive play, but it's not about how you start, it's about how you finish. He put the hit on him, fumble, got the turnover, the whole momentum shifted. Once that happened, everything worked out in our favor for the Washington Commanders. And then Mikey Sainristil was the other guy that I want to highlight on the defensive side, because he got another pick for the second consecutive week. I was looking for Mikey Sainristil because Mikey Sainristil on the latter end of the season last year, and once he got comfortable at the outside, he started picking things off. In the playoffs, he showed up big. You know what I'm saying? He picked off that pick in the Lions game against Jared Goff when he was checking, what's his name? The fast guy. Jamison Williams. I'm like, I don't want to see Mikey Samstra on Jamison Williams because he got outrun our whole defense. But boy, he was like, shut up, Buddha, I got this. He played off a little bit. He baited him in, got the pick in the end zone, and we was rolling. Defense was rolling on all cylinders in that game. And he kind of went missing the first 4 games. Now, I know it takes a little time for everybody to get going. He moved back to the inside, and he was speaking on his role as far as, like, his role got bigger. You know, when it comes to playing slot, because you got to account for the run and you got to account for the counter, for the slot. So it's like it's a bigger role than playing boundary corner. So he had to kind of like get back in his bag with that. That's what he most naturally good at in the slot. So it was good to see him get that second pick. I think Mikey is ready to go. Okay, Marshawn played a little well too yesterday, but you know, he didn't really give up too many plays or nothing like that. But it was a time when he almost had a pick, and I was about to say, boy, I was telling my wife, I said, now I was saying on the stream, man, if Marshawn pick off a pass, that'd be tight because you know we've been giving him hell for the first few weeks. But yesterday, I'll say it's a W for him because he wasn't in the doghouse yesterday. He ain't do nothing to help the Chargers yesterday, other than that bump pass, that first pass that what's his name caught. I can't think of his name. Keenan Allen. He caught on a slant because he bumped into Quan Martin. Quan Martin backed up, and that wasn't even Marshawn Latimer's fault because Marshawn was in the perfect position. Quan Martin backed up, and they was on the same level. And once the play started, Quan Martin, wide receiver, did a cross. They did like some little switcheroo and made them two run into each other. So he caught the pass and started skipping down the field. But other than that, they cleaned that up and they was communicating very well. So those are my 4 players of the game. Of course, Bill is number 1. And when they say the vote for the Pepsi Rookie of the Week, I need everybody to vote for Bill Krosky-Murray. He was the best rookie in the NFC this week. And we need to make sure that we get him his second Rookie of the Week of the season. Bill is going to be special. All right, so let's go over the keys of the game. The keys of the game recap. It was 3 things that I talked about, and I wanted to make sure that these guys did that in order for us to win the game. And I said, if we do these things, we shall win the game. The first one was run the ball and protect Jayden Daniels, okay? It was actually protect Jayden Daniels, but by running the ball. And we did just that. At first, we put Jayden Daniels in harm's way with the second play of the game. I don't understand what Cliff Kingsbury was doing, but it happened. And we cleaned it up, and then Cliff started getting in his bag. And that's what I'm hoping that he's going to stay in his bag until we win the Super Bowl in February. Other than that, we ran the ball. And we ran it, and we ran it, and we ran it, and we ran it. And I love to see that. He did not give up on the run. I didn't believe Cliff could do that. Okay? Like, they did not give up on my boy. They did not give up on Bill at all. And it was good to see because I was like, Bill can do this. What you think he can't do it? He can't catch or something? He can't block? All these excuses they was making as to why he had to earn the right to be the feature back. Like, you already see he can run. Just let him do what he do best. But yesterday he showed he can do everything that's needed to be the feature back. And they kept running and running and running. Even when Bill got stopped a couple of times, they still came back and they didn't give up. They kept running, pounding and pounding, pounding the ball. And it gave the offensive line, it gave them, what's the right word I'm trying to use? It gave them the confidence needed to actually go out and have a good game. The offensive line wasn't an issue at all yesterday. And by them keep running, I'll give them a W on that in that section. Moving right along. Keys of the game number 2. I said that in order to win this game, we have to win in the trenches. With the Chargers having 2 of their all-pro tackles out of the game, 1 gone for the season and 1 gone for a few weeks, I said we need to take advantage of that. You've seen the New York Giants take advantage of it the week prior. And I was kind of skeptical, I was kind of worried, I don't know if we're going to be able to pull off the things that the Giants pulled off last week, because the Giants got that dope pass rush with Brian Burns, Abdul Carter, and the whole gang. And I was like, well, we don't got those guys. We don't have those shiny toys on defense along the defensive line, the pass rush. But boy, was I wrong. Your boy Don Armstrong had 2 sacks. The old man, Von Miller, had a sack and a half. Javon Kinlaw was going crazy on the defensive line. Look, even Jazon Newton was getting back there. Jordan McGee was getting back there. Them boys did what they had to do. They was putting that pressure on Justin Herbert. And it only was because of this one guy named Joe Witt. He stopped being scared and he started sending that pressure to Justin Herbert. We don't have 4 that can just get to the quarterback. Okay? We haven't got that far along yet. I ain't saying it's too late, but thus far, we need to make sure that we rush. We got a game plan of rush, run stunts, all that. We got to get it going. Send that pressure. He had too much time back there in the pocket to start the game, and you saw him dicing us up. Simple. But once we start putting that pressure on him, look, he was cracking, okay? He didn't know where to throw the ball. It was people that was open, but he couldn't get the ball to him. And that's what pressure does. You send that heat, and if you get beat, it's all good. You know? You get beat, you make the tackle, and then so forth. So you get out there and you do it again. But you cannot have them thinking that you can just, you can just sit back there all day, read a book, eat dinner, tuck your kids to bed, and then throw the ball. You cannot have them thinking that you can do that. Okay? And when they start sending that heat, getting after Justin Herbert, I said, it's up. And once that happened, for some reason, the whole team, it started feeling like 2024. I'm telling you, promise to God, it started feeling like 2024. Like we was the dominant Commanders team that we once were last year. I seen it. We got back to running the ball. We got back to up-tempo. Like, I know Jaden Daniels weren't, in the game for the last 2 weeks, but we still could have ran up-tempo. Now, I know you had to keep drives going in order to run up tempo as far as like to pull off a long drive or whatever the case may be. But you got to keep them on their toes. If you keep going fast, they don't know what we're doing. And they got to adjust. So once we start doing that, I said, we in our bag, Cliff in his bag. That's when Cliff is at his best. When we running that fast, hurry up offense and they don't know what's going on. Period. That's when Commanders are at their best, and that's what I want to see. And then last but not least, the last key of the game, I said the way we win this game is we got to create turnovers. And they gave me 2. They gave me two turnovers. And I wasn't even expecting that. I was just saying win the turnover battle. Okay? And Jaden didn't give up no picks. Even though we lost the fumble, we still won the battle. Okay? Ja'Cory Krosky fumbled, and he felt so bad about it. He was out of it. He felt like he let the team down. It's all good, young man. You fine. You fine. We got more turnovers than we gave up turnovers. With the pick from Mikey Samastrill and the fumble forced by Quan Martin, we was up 2-1 as far as turnovers. So we won the turnover battle. And as long as you doing what you got to do, you can make a few mistakes here and there. It's okay. You just can't make a few mistakes here and there when you playing like trash. Okay? I.e. last week, going down 13-0 against the Atlanta Falcons. You can't make mistakes during that time. Okay? And we won that turnover battle. And like I said, Mikey Samastrill is on his game right now. And to have a quiet game from Marshawn Lattimore, I hope that's showing that we're trending in the right direction for him to become that lockdown corner that we traded for last season. I really think that, as time go on, it will get better and better for this unit. We didn't hear much from Trey Amos. The guys played well together yesterday. And a lot of that has to do with that front seven. The front seven was getting after the quarterback. Even Bobby Wagner was out there getting at the quarterback. So once you got that pressure going on, it kind of hides the issues that you have on the back end. All right? And I love that they did that, and I'm glad that they took care of what they supposed to take care of. Now, I did have a score prediction last game. And I was not that close, but it seems close. I said the Washington Commanders will beat the Chargers 21-17. We would get off to a fast start, and then they will get they stuff together, and then they will try to march their way back into the game and make it a game. But we ultimately win the game 21-17. But it was the other way around. We started slow, went down 10-0, and we had 27 unanswered points, and we won the game 27-10. I was close. I was close, So I'm proud of the Washington Commanders and what they did during the game. And I look forward to our next matchup against these Chicago Bears. I think that will be a good game. It's going to definitely be one of those games you got to watch out for because the Bears are somewhat scary. Now, I know they played like trash to start the season off, but they won their last 2 games. And they looking real good. Ben Johnson got Caleb Williams looking good, and that's one thing I feared when I saw that he was going to be the head coach for the Bears. I'm not saying he's all the way arrived. I'm just saying they got 2 weeks of time to watch our footage, although Jaden Daniels wasn't playing. But they got this footage right here to watch for a week. But Jaden Daniels back, ladies and gentlemen, so we are fine. The Savior is here. As long as Jaden is on the field, the morale for the whole team goes up. The whole team is in good spirits, and we working as a unit. So I love that Jaden Daniels is back. And let me see if anybody in the chat, anybody put anything in the chat, and we can get out of here because I don't want to hold y'all too much longer. But yeah, it's Victory Monday. I'm feeling good. I want y'all to go out and enjoy y'all Monday. Guess what? Guess who took an L yesterday, y'all? The Philadelphia Eagles took an L yesterday. They took the big old L, okay? And we got a W yesterday. Now, Dallas won yesterday, granted. They beat the 0-5 Jets, okay? It's just the damn Jets. Everybody's, Dak Prescott looking like the MVP. He playing good ball, but Dak Prescott always play good ball. He always, tell me a regular season where Dak Prescott didn't play well. Okay? He always played well during the regular season. It's just when he gets to the playoffs that he starts dacking. Or when the game is on his shoulders is when he starts dacking. But so far, so good. Shout out to the Cowboys. Y'all won. And, y'all 2-2-1 or something like that. But, shout out to y'all. Giants, y'all got y'all butt spanked yesterday. Cam Scotterbo let me down on my ticket. And like I said, the Eagles lost. Good. I'm glad that the Eagles lost. And hopefully they can keep on losing because I can't stand the Eagles for what they did to us in the NFC Championship. But anyway, we'll have a chance to get back. And we just need to make sure we show up and show out when that time comes. But anyway, that's going to do it for your boy. If you're new to the channel, make sure you subscribe to the channel. Turn the bell notification on so that way I can keep you in the know with everything Commanders. All right? Long live my brother Rico. May he rest in peace. All right? Before I go, left hand up. Who are we? The Commanders. Now, we'll be back a little later as the coach addressed the media. If it's anything that's need to be talked about, I will be back. So, yeah, who that right there? David Sanchez. I was just about to get out of here. Hey, yo, what up, brother? Hey, ain't nothing, brother. I appreciate you for watching the stream. Make sure you give this video a thumbs up. Who else in the chat? Let's see who else in the chat before I get out of here, because, I don't want to hold y'all too long, man. I want y'all to enjoy y'all Monday. But David Sanchez, shout out to you, brother. Let me see if I can. Let me see. Hold up. Yeah. It won't let me show that. But yeah, shout out to you, brother David Sanchez. Thanks for joining the stream. He said real quick. You said real quick, was at the game. Oh, you was at the game and it was lit. Hey, shout out to you, brother. Shout out to you. I hope that you got some footage from that game. You know what I'm saying? You did like a somewhat of a recap from the game. I'm heavy on the media side. I'm hoping that you create those moments, with your cellular device. If you don't have a camera, that is. But yeah, that's what's up. I'm looking forward to getting out there to a game. It probably won't be this year because everything will be sold out. But my friends, they tailgate every game, and we got ways to get in there. If you know, you know. But I'm thinking about actually going to a game this year. definitely, when we get the new stadium, Lord willing, if I'm still alive, if I'm still here, I definitely will be going to those games. So I'm looking forward to that. But yeah, shout out to you, David. I appreciate you for sliding through, kicking it with your boy. Everybody else quiet in the chat. At least you could say good morning. Good morning. Victory Monday. Hail to the Commanders. When you see this video, make sure you put hail to the Commanders in the chat so that way you can let me know if you're a Commanders fan. Other than that, I'm going to get up out of here, y'all. I'm going to let y'all go ahead and enjoy y'all day. I appreciate y'all for stopping through, kicking it with your boy, and I'm definitely going to catch y'all on the next one. David, I'm going to holler at you on the next one. Peace.